time has come that we break the barriers that had demarcated part of government to mean that they are only occupied by shareholders. Where we sit as Kenya Kwanza government, the people who will add much value to our journey to transform this country are the people who never supported us. Regarding Gachagua of today is not the regarding Gachagua that I knew. It's not the regarding Gachagua that I was sitting next to in the previous parliament when he was member of parliament for Madeira. And at times I joke by saying that maybe when he began to fight illicit brew in Mount Kenya, could he have tested the same illicit brew? I don't know. Or maybe could he, like very many police officers we see around, when they go to have a crackdown for this illicit brew, they will pick some, stock them in their house so that they can maybe once in a while they will take it. So I'm wondering whether also regarding Gachagua is keeping some exhibits of illicit brew in his house that he takes every time he appears to speak in public. Because I wonder whether he takes time to reflect on the things he says when he goes out. So I think him, because he has shown us the middle finger that they can attempt to form government with other people. No problem. That is his democratic right. He can walk out of government next week, next month. He can decide to form his own party. He can decide to say that in 2027 I'm going to go it alone. He can say all those because those are his democratic right. And I think for us now in Kenya Kwanza, that has given us a lesson that once you form the government, you should not be a Mr. Take it all. The winner take it all syndrome is not a good thing in our country. You should bring the whole country together and forget about the shenanigans of the deputy president. You want to leave, we will say, we are sorry you are leaving. We would have wanted to be with you for the next of our time, but because you want to leave, that's your democratic right. There is nothing we can do.
Just for clarity, when did the rain start beating Kenya Kwanza to bring this rift between the president and his deputy?
To be very honest, is the differences between the president and his deputy began when his deputy began to advocate for things that were not within the policies of Kenya Kwanza, profiling also development in our country, profiling certain leaders, which is not a good thing to do. It is the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, that began the narrative of shareholding. And you saw the head of state trying to correct in a good way, where I was saying that we will develop this country equally, regardless of how regions voted for us. So, and also the DP also went ahead to begin undermining some leaders. We will hear him in vernacular radio stations saying that Wetangula did not even deserve to be given that position because they brought on board very little votes. Same to Musalia Mudavadi and very many other people. And you see also he refused not to be a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya and chose to be a deputy president for Mount Kenya region. He was just doing meetings in Mount Kenya only, in Nyeri, in Murang'a, in Kiambu. He didn't know that the Constitution has given him responsibilities of being the president's principal assistant on matters that concerns the whole country, not only on matters that are concerning one particular region. He ended up also, while we appreciated that there are very many things that were happening in this country, including selling the government agenda to every part of our country, And our foot soldiers, being members of parliament from Mount Kenya region, a number of them, they were forced that they have to pledge their loyalty to the deputy president. And when they said, no, I mean, you cannot just assume that because you are holding the second powerful position in the country, therefore you are the kingpin of the region, and we have to pledge allegiance to you. So those who say that we cannot pledge allegiance to an individual, but we only pledge allegiance to the state, to the Republic of Kenya, and of course, by saying you pledge allegiance to the Republic of Kenya, you're simply saying your allegiance is to the president, who is actually the head of government and the commander-in-chief. So he ended up now, campaigning against them in forums everywhere, profiling them as lost leaders, calling them tukunia, calling them very many bad names. And I think that is where the differences between the DP and our president began to widen. And I think the rift widened more when he began to go against what the head of state has said, this including, of course, commissioning his mouthpiece, who is actually the governor for Nyeri, to go out on charm offensive, where they want to take all positions in government. They want to blackmail the government in terms of saying we have not had enough, And is basically a champion of ethnic hate. And I think even in a modern democracy, if the democracy of Kenya was similar to democracy of the European countries, I think the deputy president ought to have resigned from the position of deputy president a long time ago, because he is a champion of ethnic hate. It is his sentiments. Wherever he opens his mouth, he doesn't utter words that will knit the country together in line with our national values, but actually it widens the rifts between one community to the other community. When he wants to be a regional leader, he should resign from being the deputy president so that he can go and serve for people of Nyeri as their governor. He can run for member of parliament for Madira or some ward where he can run as an MCA if he wants to be a local leader. Because governors, MCAs, those are local leaders. Even members of parliament are national leaders. So if our deputy president wants to continue championing the regional interest of his region, then there are only two positions available in this country that are reserved for an individual who wants to live in a regional cocoon, in a tribal cocoon, in a local cocoon. Those positions are the governor and member of the county assembly.